So you can't put it on Andreas Mikkelsen making that mistake.
Not at all. And then you can see the celebrations of Elfyn Evans and Scott Martin. I know you talked a bit about it in commentary as well, but a very important win. When times are sad, a win really makes, you know, a special moment out of a difficult situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're referring to Scott Martin's dad, Alistair, who was a massive part of not just Scott's career, but he was always around the World Rally Championship paddock. Certainly back in the day, he's sorely missed, and you know, he'll have been an angel on Scott's shoulder this weekend for sure. But great to see Elfyn and Scott back on the top step of the podium 12 months after they took their last victory. That's a fairly critical statistic, isn't it? You know, if you go for an entire year without winning, that's fairly brutal on your confidence, and what Elfyn has done has taken a victory. And look, the pace has been there for him. I think Elfyn's done a great job this year so far as the pace goes, so far as scoring solid points. He's finished second in the championship, but to take a win here has been important.
And just in case you wanted to know the stats fans out there, you've heard it already, but it was a 3-point difference between Toyota and Hyundai. M-Sport there with a good haul of points, a lot accumulated by Adrian Formeau as well. We will get on to that topic as well. I don't know how we're going to fit it all in, but the president of Toyota, Mr. Toyota, they're celebrating. And what I also did enjoy was Sebastian Ogier almost jumping on Elfyn Evans' lap as he finished the power stage. A real team effort, and I think just the want of Sebastian Ogier just to take something from this, you know, a really positive moment, because he's had plenty of bad luck himself, or made bad luck for himself this year, however you want to phrase it. It's been difficult for him, so this final celebration is going to be much enjoyed.
Absolutely, and you know, I think when you find yourself in a super high pressure situation like the final 13 or so kilometers of Rally Japan, I said it in commentary, I'll say it again, you need somebody with the expertise, with the class of Sebastian Ogier to pull something special out of the bag. He absolutely did that this afternoon. That final stage was the best stage he's driven throughout the entire rally. And again, when you find yourself in a situation like that, you need someone like Sebastian Ogier in your armoury, and he's done a superb job. Look, yeah, he's had a bit of bad luck, but he's Sebastian Ogier. He's an 8-time world champion. He's properly quick.
That's what we were watching him. It was like, if any man can, it's Sebastian Ogier. Okay, well, Ott Tanak, this is where it all really started. And it's not even, because this weekend in total has been ups and downs and ebbs and flows. However, this morning the game really did change with Ott Tanak's crash. It's just unbelievable that it happened so early on. And yes, that did change the moment of the manufacturer's title, but here you go.
Yeah, back on the first run through Nakata, and that tells a fairly significant story, doesn't it? Ott Tanak, who was leading the rally at that point and set to bank 18 championship points from the work he'd put in on Friday and Saturday, and in just a split second it was all gone. It's just this right-hander. He's got the car turned in here and everything's okay. It's at this point here on that pollution on the road, it's just got very slippy. The car understeers off. He's got full lock on and full throttle at this point, asking everything he can of the car to try and get it back up onto the road. The thing is, as you go through the ditch, there was actually a left-hand junction. He's hit that and it's just flipped the car into a roll. That was the news coming through to Thierry Neuville and Martin Vidaga, and confirmation that they are the 2024 Drivers' Champions.
And of course, you know, celebrations in vain, but Thierry Neuville's worked an awful long time for that. So this is Ott Tanak's car, and yes, it does look absolutely awful. However, to bear in mind that then Heikki Kovalainen's car a little bit later on flew off at the same point and then landed on that car. So it has taken an additional battering to the crash.
Yeah, Heikki Kovalainen, you say, went off in the same place and parked his Toyota right on the front, on the bonnet of that Hyundai. But you can see from the back of the car how much damage there actually is there. He's really done an awful lot of damage to the back of the car. Look, we knew it wasn't going any further. It's just, it was interesting, wasn't it? We were talking about it this morning. Ott Tanak was holding the keys to the Manufacturers' Championship in his hand after all the fantastic work he put in on Friday and Saturday. And it's very difficult. There you go. There's your images of Heikki Kovalainen's car on top of that Hyundai. But we were talking about it this morning, weren't we, Kiri? What's Ott Tanak going to do? He's got 18 crucial points that he needs for Hyundai, and It was so important that he didn't go off. He didn't make a mistake. And well, listen, it's given us a mind-blowing end to the year, hasn't it? It's turned this into this incredibly exciting battle, but your heart does go out to him a bit.
Yeah, but each person's mistake along the way has brought us to this point. And yes, Ott Tänak's mistake this morning really changed the game, but Sébastien Ogier's mistake in Greece changed the game. There have been many of those mistakes, and it is not just Ott Tänak in this fierce battle that we've seen of 2024 that succumbed to a mistake or two.
No, absolutely not, but the stakes were a lot higher today, weren't they? And I think Cyril Abiteboul said to Ott, just get into a rhythm, keep driving, keep doing what you're doing. It's very easy for us to sit here and say what Ott should have done. It's not our place, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when you look at the splits, Ott was properly on it, you know? He was quick. He was just a couple of seconds slower than Andreas Mikkelsen and Thierry Neuville. He was quicker than the Toyotas at that point. So he was trying. Was that the right strategy? We don't know, but...
we're in no position to judge,
no,
but
exactly,
we certainly enjoyed the fight all the way. Another fight all the way to the wire was the WRC2. This time around for 2024, the crown goes to Sami Pajari. It was Oliver Solberg's to lose in Chile. It was Johan Russell's to lose in Central Europe, but Sami Pajari, finally, we found a winner.
Yeah, got the job done this weekend, didn't he? And as you said, to be honest, for me, it's a massive congratulations to Sami Pajari, but Oliver Solberg also deserved to win the championship this year. So did Johan Russell. It's been so stiff at the top of the series. There's been highs and lows for every single one of our WRC2 contenders throughout the year. But it ultimately was Sami Pajari, despite even a couple of appearances in the Rally 1 car, who made it count here in Japan and made all the more special driving a Toyota. He is your WRC2 champion for 2024.
Yeah, and just some solace for Oliver Solberg. He wins the most power stage of the year in that FORUM8 award. And then, of course, Nikolai Greisen wins it for the weekend because he won an awful lot of stages this weekend. So that's just a small solace. It's at least a trophy out of 2024 for Oliver Solberg.
Yeah, I think Oliver, you know, trophies aside, like, he can be so pleased with himself with the pace that he's shown, particularly when he's had a really bad day on Friday, dug deep, got in the car on a Saturday morning. We've seen it so many times throughout the year. Here we go, there's a shots coming in from Chile where Oliver was just absolutely on it. And you know, yes, it's been a year of ups and downs, but the pace has absolutely been there for Oliver Solberg. And fact of the matter is, Sami Pajari has just kept himself in the fight. He's kept his nose in front, hasn't he? Oliver will come back next year, I believe, in a WRC2 car. I don't know whether that's been 100% confirmed yet, but for sure he'll want to tick a WRC2 championship off the list, and I'm sure it will come.
Yeah, I'm sure it will come as well. And at the end of that stage, such raw emotion for Oliver Solberg, and I'm sure he won the hearts of many just watching that. OK, Sami Pajari, let's listen in to his winner's interview for 2024.
Sami, world champion, WRC2, what an incredible season, both with this car, but also in the top category. What does it feel like now after the last meters of this season?
Just really nice feeling, big relief again, like after 2 days of driving a bit slowly and taking care of everything, that don't do anything silly, and just to reach the finish line. And okay, arigato gozaimasu to Toyota, to Prinsport, our sponsors, fans, family, everyone. We did it together, so it's not only me and Enni. Also, the biggest thanks to Enni, but I mean, it's not only us in the car, but it's the whole team who is making it. So we did it together, and thank you everyone.
Can you reveal anything about next year?
I hope I can drive some rally as well next year. And, at least Toyota has been really reliable and fast this year, so I hope to continue on the same path.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
A very happy man there. I don't know who that said it to us before, but he'll be in a rally car of some sort at some point next year. OK, there are the points. It is just Sami Pajari that sits at the top, Oliver Solberg in second, and now Nikolai Greisen storms ahead of Johan Russell with a fantastic couple of finishes in the last 2 rounds with us. So that's how it all shaped up in the end for the WRC2 after round 13. So there we go. We crown another champion. We make history once again here in Japan. Sami Pajari, the WRC2 world champion. Wow, what a weekend it's been. There's just so many titles being given out here. It's quite astonishing.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a busy weekend in terms of dishing out titles, but that's how it should be. I didn't want it to get to round 10 of the championship and it all be wrapped up across the board. It should always go to the end, and that's what it's done.
And we'll just remind you that Nikolai Greisen takes another win. So winning here in Japan, getting the most power stage wins from FORUM8 as well. So just showing what a storming weekend he's had. Gus Greensmith clawing his way back up to 4th there. So that's how it all shaped up in the WRC2. After an incredible battle, an incredible season, we've seen and talked so much about the WRC, of course, but WRC2 just provided us with entertainment after entertainment at every round.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. As you said, at every single round we've gone to, we've had no clear favourite to stick your money on, have we? And as we just watched Most Stage Wins Award, the FORUM8 Award, and it will go to Nikolai Greisen, as you just said, Kiri. But yeah, as we've gone to every single round of the championship, we've had no idea who is actually going to get the job done. And again, that's been mirrored by the fact that we've turned up here in Japan, having Oliver Solberg having lost the opportunity in Chile, and Johan Rossell in Central European to eventually come here to the final round in Japan, and Sami Pairi having to get the job done. It's been a spectacular fight for that championship. It will be the same next year, but with even more competition as well. The likes of Diego Dominguez, WRC3 champion this year. He's going to be making some appearances in the WRC2 category. I'm sure we'll see other drivers as well, but you know, I've said it once, I'll say it again. There's a lot of young men like Nikolai Greisen.
Yes, that want the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, like Oliver Solberg, all those guys who deserve to be in Rally 1 as well.
All right, Julian Porter with just a quick word.
Nikolai, a WRC2 win and most stage wins. Quite a dominant performance, to be honest with you. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it was really nice. Was keeping under the control. So it was a big pleasure to drive here. As the last year was my first time in Japan overall in my life. So second time here, and the big pleasure to be in Japan, to see all these fans going around the stages. So I even stay here for 1 week just to explore more Japan for me.
And the trophies, they're pretty special as well. How many of those have you got now?
I don't know, I think 2 or 3, so it's a big pleasure. I mean, the good award for us, making us more motivation to work on the future.
Well, a week here to relax and celebrate. There you go. FORUM8 most stage wins goes to Nikolai Greisen, and the Japan rally win for WRC2 goes to Nikolai Greisen as well. Well, as the sun sets on the 2024 season here in Japan, it's time to reflect on what has just been an absolutely epic season. The points changed, and it just meant that the game changed as well. Chenny, highlights?
Oh, the last stage of the year of Rally Japan 2024. That was the most exciting stage I've ever commentated on, and it was an absolute privilege for me to do it. It's been a fantastic year in the World Rally Championship. It's been a privilege to be a part of it, to be around the service park. Everybody, rallying is one big community. It's slightly different from circuit racing. It's one big community, one big family, and I'm delighted for Thierry Neuville and everybody at Hyundai for the Drivers' Championship, everybody at Toyota, and of course at M Sport. Adrian Fourmeau has done a brilliant job securing a whole bunch of podiums.
Just quickly, he's really 5 podiums this year, going from none to 5. That's such an exciting prospect for next year.
Yeah, we just got to wait and see where Adrian ends up. You know,
I don't know whether we can handle it.
Yeah, we know that the manufacturers have been speaking to him. We know that he's hot property on the driver market. It's funny because normally we get to this point of the year and we know where people are going to be. For the first time in a long time, haven't really got much of an idea of where the drivers are going to end up. So where will we see Adrian Fourmeau next year? I don't know. I know where I'd like to see him, but whether or not he ends up there, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it has been one incredible season from start to finish. As Chenny said, that last power stage will go down in history. But I think we knew that this season was going to be something special. The moment we saw that stage in Monte Carlo light up, We just knew that 2024 was going to be a real special one.
Every single year in the World Rally Championship is. I absolutely love this sport. It's been fantastic to be a part of it. What a year we have had, Kiri.
Indeed. Well, I have to say at this point, a huge thank you to all of our crew as well for making this possible. From Helsinki to all of the crew here and all of you at home, it has been an absolute pleasure to be able to bring you what has been one of the most spectacular seasons of the World Rally Championship. Thierry Neuville is crowned the Drivers' Championship for 2024. From myself and the rest of the team, it's goodbye for now.
It is going to be a heck of a season ahead. Let's see these guys off the line.
Look at that.
That's amazing.
Class, isn't it?
Thierry Neuville takes his 20th WRC victory here at Rally Monte Carlo. Bit of snow and ice this weekend. It's beautiful.
And that marks victory for Esa-Pekka Lappi.
Did you see those stones? Stones like this?
Either I left them or someone's nicked them.
You are now the most successful driver ever at one of the most iconic events on the calendar.
Yeah, it's a good feeling now. 1/10 of a second overall victory for Ott Tänak.
That is second quickest, just unbelievable.
What? You know the movie Talladega Nights? Checking back, baby.
Rallying should be like this always.
It is a first stage win for Sami Paineri. Aye, aye, aye.
That, Bex, is a pivotal moment for this year's World Rally Championship.
Maybe you should stop crying and learn driving first on the road.
You're not going to let him get to you.
Nothing to say.
Ah, it's a disaster. It's a 21st career victory for Thierry Neuville.
That is really thick fog now. That's mad, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Oh, no! That's going to change things around now.
It is a 21st career victory for Ott Tänak.
The Drivers' Championship will go to Japan.
Oh, Tänak! This is not the way we expected to see it, but Thierry Neuville and Martin Vidaga are our champions.